Welcome to Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
Oh my God, are you seeing this shit, bro? Tesla closed at $695. What the hell is going on?
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
Now with IBM getting here, I think it's just going to come more to the forefront and people are going to get more and more eyeballs on Salesforce. Should see a really nice move.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
We got D's nuts in the crew. Every crew needs D's nuts. You know what D's nuts' number one holding is? Big C.
Get ready to own the chaos in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That guy over there is Fat Man Zoom. The stock market is crazy and chaotic, and we made it our mission to help you own it. And Tesla is on absolute fire, baby! Oh, where did you go? Oh, where's Fat Man Zoom? Is it you? It's not me. I didn't do anything. I didn't change anything.
Gotcha. I wasn't mute. I'm playing.
You're back. Were you messing
I was
with
here
it?
the whole time. I'm just messing with people.
I was like, God damn it. I know I didn't change anything.
I was just mouthing it.
I know. Oh my God.
I just wanted to get these suckers in the chat.
You got me. So what's up, Fat Man?
Bro, what a day. What a day.
Yeah, it is. It has been an absolute fire day. And wanted to talk obviously why this is happening, but man, I just want to sit here and bask in a little bit of that glory because it otherwise would be kind of a shitty day had we not been in Tesla. And for me personally, I've been in Tesla pretty heavy, so feeling pretty good about it so far.
Yeah, it's yes. I too am in Tesla. Really heavy. A lot of our crew is as well. We're going to get into that, guys. We're going to talk about our prediction on Tesla, where it can go, how we're planning on trading it. A lot of other stuff is on fire as well off of the J&J vaccine news.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, J&J vaccine was paused. There was some blood clot issues and even one death, I believe. So it's on pause right now with the additional issues J&J vaccine has had. So there's been some issues, and pre-market, the market went down, but then everything else just decides to rip once market opened today.
Yeah. I'm going to need you to step up the excitement here, just a skosh.
Who, me?
I was like coming in hot, and Fat Man Zoom's like, yeah, we're just going to unpack it here.
Bro, yeah. Listen, I'm excited. So my account officially just passed the S&P today, so I am excited, baby.
Yeah.
Get excited, baby. Woo!
we need that running around the studio vibe.
I know. Listen, last time I ran around the studio, I damn near blew out my knee. I'm still recovering from that. And Clover didn't do shit after that. But I'm still in it. I doubled down. And I feel good about where we're at. But the net account value is green. And officially my account year to date has passed the S&P 500. And there's no looking back, I'm telling you.
That's awesome. And I wanted to unpack a lot of this, obviously. So there is a lot that's been happening from Monday into Tuesday. And, I really kind of want to talk about NVIDIA too. We haven't really talked about this off camera, but I forgot we should talk about that as well. But getting into Tesla, why has Tesla moved? And I think there's a couple of reasons. Some analysts obviously have upgraded a lot. Technically speaking, I spoke about this yesterday on my TikTok and then talked about it within our Chaos Crew folks about how this looks as if this was going to break out if it can get up over 710 yesterday. Sure enough, obviously it did that, and it is in full-blown breakout mode, but there are some things that helped us along. One of them was the consumer report that we got for the month of March, and those consumer reports were so good that those are reports that we hadn't seen the likes of for a couple of years in some certain areas for even a decade or more. And that's what caused some of the 10-year yield numbers to come down, which sent a lot of tech and a lot of of Tesla specifically, because Tesla was so sensitive to that, soaring through the roof. And then obviously the issues with Johnson & Johnson, and there's some fears around, potential slowing of a reopening, and some of the reopening plays went crazy. So that's why we're starting to see some really strong movements out of those, along with plenty of others. I think this is, in my opinion, Fat Man Zoom, and you can give your thoughts on this, but I think it was just a lot of little catalysts, and then all of a sudden it just kind of came together and came to a head.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think it was like fuel on the fire at that point, where it's like all these things, almost like a perfect storm situation where like all these things happen at the exact same time, which is also a little bit frustrating because like, let's say they unpause J&J and the yield starts rising again, and we go through the whole thing. That's the real frustrating part where I'm just excited to get through earnings, because I think once we're through earnings, all this other stuff and to be reopened, I think everything's going to get back moving consistently. And there's not these like up and down days, but my hope is Tesla's running for good. But I think that's the question. And before I ask you that question, shout out to our starting five: Nate, Eldon, Rudy, Brown, Arfin, and Nina. So you said you had a lot of Tesla.
Yeah.
What's the plan? So, where do you see it going for the rest of the week is the first question. Did you see continuation? And then what's your plan for it as far as the way you're going to trade it?
So I'm not expecting another 10% day tomorrow or anything like that. But what I will say is, historically with Tesla, when we've seen positive delivery numbers come from Tesla, in between that delivery numbers, in between when the delivery numbers come out, and then I've let my brain literally just flatlined right there. In between the time where the delivery numbers come out and earnings, we usually see the run up like this. And we didn't quite see the same type of run up last quarter with Tesla. And then, of course, Tesla comes out and doesn't quite perform as well as we thought or hoped it would have. But this time it seems like it could be different, especially with the reopening and those numbers that kind of rocked it, especially when people were expecting them not to rock it. So I think that we do see a potential run up into earnings for Tesla, which is in 2 weeks. So that being said, I think we're going to see potentially maybe a little bit of a pullback, some profit taking tomorrow. But I think overall we could very well see a run up into those earnings for Tesla. Should be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, and Nina and Kiko Liso are asking, Coco Liso are asking that question about will it go down. There could be some people that are profit taking, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But I highly doubt it. Like the people that are holding Tesla are, for one, looking for much greater gains.
Yes.
And for two, so they're holding out for that. And then for two are more like holding in general. Like they're that bullish on it. So yeah, we could see a little bit, but I'm not concerned about it. I think if it can, I don't think it sees below 700 again.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it did fall below 700. I say that now, but if it does fall back below 700, it's not like I'm going to be in freak out mode, But
and let me clarify, before earnings, again? Yes, for sure.
Yeah. I think before earnings is probably reasonable to think that we probably won't see 700 before then. The only other thing, obviously, is if we see heightened inflation fears again, and then the 10-year goes up again. I think, though, the 10-year, the strong gains the 10-year yields have brought on, I think, are behind us. And I've mentioned this before. I think the worst is behind us as far as that's concerned. Do I see us increasing as we go along throughout the rest of the year? Yes. But I don't think we see the dramatic increases we saw over the last 6 to 8 weeks. So I think that, those dramatic downturns in tech and Tesla specifically are probably behind us unless some sort of unforeseen, catastrophic thing happens.
Yeah. Shout out to Daniel Camarena in the FedEx warehouse as usual.
Daniel, what's up, my man?
You did say Tesla numbers, and I just want to say, speaking of Tesla numbers, I'm kind of disappointed in the community. So give me a second, Brad, because I need to talk to the people. You guys are slipping. Specifically, let's say Arfin, Esperanza, Nate. I'll just go down the line. You guys are slipping. Why are you slipping? Because you allowed the Tesla numbers to come and go, and nobody brought up the fact that Brad lost a bet. Brad right now should be dressed up like a damn clown, like Mr. Alamat. And you guys just let that just go by the wayside. But no fear, I remembered, and his ass is going to be dressing up soon. Maybe Stockwatch Sunday. We'll see. It'll be a surprise.
It's going to have to be a Stockwatch Sunday. I think that's when we made the bet.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. As long as I get to pick your outfit, I'm good with that.
What pisses me off is that I missed it by less than 5,000.
Hey, listen, a dub's a dub, baby. A dub's a dub. Let's go. Stays winning bets. So anyways, the other thing I did want to mention as well, a lot of people are saying it in the chat. I think a lot of our crews in Palantir, and we called that out.
Yep.
Palantir finally had a nice move. But again, it's like Tesla, man. Yeah, this is nice. Tesla, Clover, go down the line.
Yeah.
It's a nice initial move, but I'm in for the bigger move. So really what remains to be seen is, will there be continuation? But I'm so happy that it did finally move today, and we'll see if it keeps rocking and rolling.
Palantir looks absolutely fantastic, and we've been talking for a long time about how $23 seems to be that really good sweet spot to accumulate a position. So hopefully most of the folks in our crew have been heeding some of that, and are it's paying off for them now. I mean, Palantir looking at 25. I think when we pull out to the daily charts here, I'd mentioned that 27.50 seemed to be the ultimate resistance for Palantir. If we can break up over that, then $30 should be very much on the horizon here. And we talked about Palantir being a $30 to $45 stock. No, I'm sorry, $40 to $45 stock by the end of the year. I think we do see that still, and it looks like it's very well on its way. Now, again, with the monster move that Palantir is having today, don't be surprised if we see some sort of profit taking tomorrow. Be pleasantly surprised if it continues. But I think that there's been such a strong move out of some of these today that it would be a little bit surprising if we didn't see some sort of pullback.
Yeah, and speaking of Palantir, we put this on the watch list and talked about it on Stockwatch Sunday.
Yeah.
Demo days tomorrow. We're going to be going live for demo day.
Yep.
We're also going to be going live for Coinbase. So we'll be live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So that's also, again, another catalyst on top of everything else that got Palantir moving.
Yeah.
Mike Hudson said we also called out CrowdStrike, which we did. I honestly, I didn't even look at CrowdStrike today.
CrowdStrike right now is sitting at, and we talked about how CrowdStrike was beaten down. And it was starting to make a move back up. That was right here, right around $200 a share. We said $200 a share was going to be a really good spot to grab this up, and now sitting at 217 was the high of the day today. So yeah, this looks great too. Our list crushed it on Stockwatch Sunday. Which, by the way, if you guys aren't privy to that, if you're watching and you're visiting for the first time, first of all, welcome. Hopefully we're on a subscription for you. But we went over 5 stocks on Sunday, and they're absolutely killing it. We go live every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Man, we haven't done 8:30 in forever. Where did that come from? But 7:30 p.m.
But by the way, I love 7:30 so much better.
I did too. So we go live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays and go over the top stocks to watch for the week. And speaking of top stocks, if you guys don't mind hitting that join button next to subscribe, become part of the Chaos Crew. We actually put out 5 stocks every single day of the week before the market opens. And not going to brag, but today's watch list also crushed it. So if you guys want to be a part of that for $4.99 a month, hit that join button next to subscribe. We'd love to have you guys as part of the Chaos Crew.
Speaking of, Mr. Alamat's in the house, and I got to give respect to him. He's probably got the highest respect level from me of any troll that I have.
Yeah.
He sold Tesla today at 740. Do you have maybe we'll do the Tiger King clip. Maybe that's, you got that one on cue?
I do have that one. Let me see where this is at. Hold on.
This is for you, Mr. Alamat. For selling Tesla today at 740.
If you fall for that, ladies and gentlemen, you're worse than a bunch of nuts in a squirrel tree.
Not that one. This one's for you, Mr. Alamat, selling Tesla at 740.
Boyfriends most of my life. I currently got legally married. Thank God, it's finally legal in America. I've had
all right, let's try one more time.
I've tried drugs through the.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
There it is, sucker. I'm just kidding. Maybe it works out for you.
I had to
don't
do
know.
them all. I had to do them all.
And for those of you who don't know, we don't typically feed the trolls, but Mr. Alamat has been riding our ass nonstop. But he admitted a little bit that he was wrong, and that I don't even know how to phrase it, but maybe you could put it in your words. But this kid, listen, I don't even know how old you are. I don't even think you're a kid, but he comes to my channel, shits all over us. Clover goes off, and then he's like, hey, what do you think about this stock? Get the hell out of here. Like, what?
I love those kinds of people. Like, somebody poo-pooed on something I was saying yesterday, and then I called them out. I actually retweeted them, and they were like, oh, no, I was just kidding, man. I was just giving you a hard time. I was like, yeah, sure you were. You were hoping that I wasn't going to put your ass on blast.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Tesla could come down, Alamat. We may not be happy. Listen, I don't have a problem if Tesla comes down to 720, so whatever. I don't care. It could go down to 650. It's in my long-term account. I'm ready. I'm riding this year out. Yeah. We're going to be riding this thing.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I can't wait for earnings, honestly. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people for sure.
But if we had if anybody could take notes off of trolls, Mr. Alamat is a good troll. He's one of the good trolls.
Yeah, he's a respectful troll.
Clown.
If there ever was one.
So we didn't talk about, we talked a little bit, we alluded to FAANG stocks, but one of the other things we're talking about, FAANG stocks are on fire.
Yes.
We're doing a video tomorrow on our top 5 hybrid stocks. So make sure you guys hit the subscription button because that'll be premiering. So we'll be in the chat for that video when it's released tomorrow. But, in the conversation, we didn't put this stock on there, but what I consider very much a hybrid play is Apple. And Apple's one of the ones going off. Amazon doing really well. Really, we've been talking about that 3,500 resistance for a while. What do you think about the FAANG move? And, is it going to break out? Is it finally going to break out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Apple right now. Actually, Apple ended up announcing a new product, or that they're going to be announcing a new product. I think April 20th, if I'm not mistaken, is when I saw that. I'd have to confirm that, so don't take that to heart yet. But I saw that they announced that there was going to be a new product. It might actually be in the news feed here. Hold on one second. Apple to hold virtual spring-loaded event on April 20th. Yeah, the 20th. So looks like they might be having some new products come out. So that's why we're seeing that move up today. One of the reasons why we're seeing it move up today. Obviously, when the yields come down, and we've talked about this, the yields come down or get relaxed, that's when tech stocks really start to go off. But I think also we've been talking about this, right, about tech stocks that are also good reopening plays. And it's literally all the FAANGs for me, except for Netflix. I'm still on the fence about. But all the other ones are not just, the quote unquote pandemic plays or just tech plays, but these are tech plays that, and honestly, they've been pretty sideways for quite a while. Apple has been sideways virtually since September. So has Amazon, and Amazon, my God, Amazon has been breaking out today and yesterday. And it's kudos to those of you who've kind of like stuck by this, and continue to accumulate these positions because I mean, Amazon's about ready to break a crucial resistance here. And I think that if this gets up over the highs we saw back in, September and even in the summertime, 3552 is all-time highs, and we are sitting at 3,400 on the dot right now. So I think Amazon could very well go higher. I know we talked about this being a $4,000 stock beginning of the year, and I think that this is going to continue to roll here, in my opinion.
I've been hanging on. I mean, well, first of all, I'm just going to toot my own horn a little bit. Fat Man Zoom stocks on fire.
Yeah. Well, everything in that acronym is on fire.
I mean, but I've been waiting around for Amazon, and I just want to clarify now that I'm talking about this. I made my comment about long-term. The account I'm speaking about on this channel is my long-term swing trading account, which is our public account. Yeah. My Fat Man Zoom account is like long-term investing, set it and forget it, which you don't want to touch it. You just want to add to it.
Exactly.
And I also have a short-term swing trading account. So when I'm talking, I'm speaking about the long-term swing trading account, which I'm waiting essentially for the year. Like it's a stock that I'm willing to wait through the year for. So anyways, to your point, yeah, I mean, I think that, what's surprising with Netflix, I understand why you're saying what you're saying, but what's interesting is you were making the big point about being bearish on Netflix during lockdown because of new content. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that you're not bullish on Netflix because reopening gets them new content.
That's true. That's a very good point. My only thought was like because of everything being reopened and how many people are actually going to be watching shows versus going out and doing actual things. So that's a very good point that you bring up, though, too. I think that perhaps we could see a bit of a downturn or lack of growth from Netflix for the next quarter or two until they actually get that content recorded and up. And then maybe towards the winter months, we could potentially see Netflix come back again by the end of the year as far as that's concerned when we're talking about content and viewership and all that good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I did want to ask you about NVIDIA off air, but I'll ask you this question now. I've been talking a lot about NVIDIA, and I keep reminding people the ARM acquisition didn't go through. But in level 3, the Zoom call this morning, did you say that there was news on that ARM acquisition?
So yesterday they talked about how they were going to be leveraged. It sounds as if the ARM acquisition is all but a done deal. And so yesterday they were talking about how they were looking to leverage the ARM acquisition to basically compete with Intel. And that's why we saw such a huge drop on Intel yesterday. And NVIDIA has been going absolutely bonkers since yesterday. Huge boner candle yesterday on NVIDIA, and now we are at all-time highs for this incredible company.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see it finally moving. Not that it's finally moving. I mean, it had a great run, but I feel like it's lagged a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this run is great. And to me, it's not over. I mean, the other semiconductors were red while NVIDIA was green, I guess, off of the news.
Yes.
But I'm really bullish on semiconductor stocks, specifically AMD showed up in the watch list today.
Yep.
And NVIDIA, those two have always been in our top two. The infrastructure bill, there was an infrastructure summit, or a semiconductor summit yesterday.
Yeah.
It is clear that one of the administration's focus is to make the U.S. a player in the semiconductor, like basically get back the market share we had.
Yep.
And I pulled a statistic on my channel yesterday. I want to say that in 1990, semiconductor manufacturing in the U.S. accounted for 37% of market share, and currently it sits at 12%.
Yeah.
So we know there's a huge demand issue. Well, there's a supply issue and there's high demand. And so that means good revenue. I think it's a smart move for the administration, but they basically took about 20 to 30 companies yesterday and they're trying to go at this head on. And the infrastructure bill, I want to say, allocates like $50 billion towards semiconductors.
Yeah. It's quite insane what we're going to be seeing from them. And so we've heard this narrative that automotive sales are going to slow. And it certainly looks that way for new car sales. But I also want to make sure that if you guys are worried about this semiconductor issue and it impacting new car sales, that you should definitely look into some of the used car sales. Carvana is one that comes to mind. But I think that that's going to continue to roll. We've talked a long time ago when used car sales were really starting to ramp up about AutoZone, some of the other ones that have been going nuts because of used car sales, and that trend's looking like it may continue. But I still think demand for new cars is still going to be there, and they're going to sell a lot of cars. Tesla doesn't seem to be very fazed by that, and it's just speaking about how the company has been talking about the impact on semiconductors. I would say they've been a bit quiet about it. I wouldn't say that they've necessarily addressed it fully, but it sounds like to me that they seem as if it's going to be a non-issue for them.
I'm going to put you on the spot, but do you know who manufactures semiconductors for Tesla?
To be honest with you, I know that I thought that Intel had some dealings with them, but I don't really know directly who has them for sure now.
Oh, so I knew it used to be NVIDIA and that contract went away.
Yeah.
I think it's actually Samsung.
Is it?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. For the self-driving chips. The only reason I said that is I didn't know if they did it in-house. I'm just going to make a wild prediction that this year's Semiconductor Day, and they start manufacturing semiconductor chips.
That would be
Wouldn't that be wild?
Yeah. Speaking of days like that, that's the other thing that I guess analysts are starting to warm up to is the business side of Tesla with their battery technology and the battery production. I think that they're finally starting to realize that Tesla isn't just about car sales, but their battery technology and the way that they're going to be leveraging that battery technology and selling it to other companies is going to be huge. And we've heard rumors flying around about partnerships between them and Toyota, as well as Apple taking advantage of some of their battery packs and battery technology as well. So there's definitely huge money in that. And it's not just about cars. And it seems as if analysts are finally starting to warm up to that idea.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's this another huge opportunity thing. The one thing I don't know if we've talked about, but I did want to bring up as well. I was thinking about this when we were talking about AMD. Where's AMD right now? Is it green today? I imagine it is.
I believe so. I mean, after the day that it had yesterday, I would imagine we're seeing some green on this one. Let me just double check here. Yeah, so it is up today. Let me come out.
Is it over 80?
Come out to the. Yeah, so it is at $80.20 right now. So it's not like it's on absolute fire or anything, but it's definitely having a green day. It's a little bit better than yesterday was for sure.
Yeah, the one thing I was thinking about when I was writing that in the watch list, and this is for any semiconductor, I think really pick your semiconductor, do your due diligence and pick the one you're confident in.
Yeah.
I know Sean, I think it was Sean mentioned Marvell and what was the other one he mentioned? Yeah, Marvell and LSCC. Listen, whichever one you want. Here's what I'm thinking. When you're giving guidance or when you're forecasting guidance as a company, you're not going to forecast for more than you have. You're actually going to forecast for less than you have. Like you're not going to plan for basically you to run out. So in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, AMD, NVIDIA's, any of these companies with the chips, like they're going to me, I think not only are they going to ramp up, but like this is almost all but guarantees they crush guidance because they're going to exceed any number they expected. Yep. So I'm hella bullish on semiconductors, man. I'm so excited about it. It's ridiculous, actually, how I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I see Off the Hook brought up Qualcomm as well. I think that's definitely going to be a strong player, not just because it's tech, but also because of the reopening as well. We talked about like how some of these remote plays or quote unquote pandemic plays are not going away. And it's important to obviously know which ones that most likely won't be. And we know that Zoom's been beaten down for quite some time, but lots of these folks that were using these products back during the early days of the lockdown have now developed habits with these companies. And I think that they're not just going to break these habits because everybody's back open for business. I think that these are here to stay. The stuff like Zoom, you mentioned AMD, NVIDIA, some of these are still just going to be monster stocks moving forward. And FAANGs are right along with that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Markets are about to close. Let's get an update on the Tesla stock, give people a little bit of a recap on what we talked about there.
Yeah, so Tesla right now, let me pull it up. Tesla right now is looking like it is trading at $762.65, and it is up 8.64%. Unbelievable move on this thing, man. It is continued. It's at the high of the day. It looks like it might end up closing at the high of the day. We'll see what happens after hours. I would imagine that we're going to see this continue after hours as well. Price predictions here, okay? If this beats earnings and it surprises by a substantial amount, do we see Tesla at $1,000 per share before summertime?
Let me run some calculations.
I think that if the hype continues here, we could very easily see this at $850 before earnings.
Yeah, so I was doing like a quick, like realistic, like I think it should, if it runs into earnings, I could realistically say it could get to 800 fairly easily. Yeah. And then if it blows out, a 20% run gets it to 960 and it does that in its sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. And if it's at 850 and a 20% run, you hit your 1,000. So yeah, I think you do. I think that's going to be a really interesting psychological resistance.
Yes.
And, I think a lot of people are talking about Tesla at 1,000. So I think you would probably see a run up to a dip, and we'll see what happens. But I think 1,000 is a very reasonable price target. Even if you said like 1,200, I think that's still a very reasonable price target for this year.
Yeah, well, and the only reason I asked you that was because there have been so many analyst upgrades, and most of them, I wouldn't say most of them, a lot of them, some very well-known ones are predicting that Tesla's price target should be above $1,000 per share. And just one of them one of the more recent ones was just yesterday at 1071. So I think that there's definitely meat on this bone here, and I think that it looks as if that we could definitely see this to 1,000 before summertime for sure.
Let me bring this up. Sean, we don't take a ton of questions, but I want to bring this question up. He's asking if he should sell some Tesla. This is an interesting situation, and it's one I actually talked about on one of our level 3s like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
So he's basically what Sean says is he's so tempted to sell some Tesla in case of a dip, which is very realistic. It could have a dip tomorrow.
Yes.
And then he said, my price average is 761. Well, currently, Tesla closed at just over 762.
Yeah.
We see this so much,
Yeah.
and I've been guilty of this. We've talked about stocks, trending up and down. Like, you held it for that long only to break even.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is and I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm actually bringing this up because I think this is very common where people are so frustrated. We're like, finally see green. Well, you've waited for that long. Like, if you thought it was worth 760, like that was your average, why are you just getting out now? So my answer is my average is 760, no, I'm not selling because I think it's worth more than that.
Right. Right.
So I think we experience so much pain with Tesla, and it dips down, hits 550. And I get it. It's scary and it's frustrating. And if it moves down again, it could be frustrating. But I believe Tesla will reward me if I stay in. And I think 760 is a low estimate for this stock. I don't believe it's a $760 stock. I do believe it's a $900 or $1,000 stock.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that as well. And it is very true. We get kind of caught up in the like, well, we've been holding on to this for so long. We just want to kind of be, I guess, free from it for a little while. Now, I have fully admitted that in our Chaos Crew group that I think that it stands to reason that I may end up trimming some of this out if we break that $1,000 mark, but I don't plan on selling this a dime of it until we get there. And the only reason I say that is because I'm so leveraged in Tesla right now. It takes up about 25% of this Webull account. So I want to make sure that, I'm selling it for some really good profit, but just trimming some of it, not actually selling all of it. So maybe only about, and I really kind of want to get Tesla down to take up only about 10% of this portfolio versus the 25% that it's taking up right now.
Yeah, for sure. And Sean, to be clear, you could do whatever you want. I'm just telling you what I would do and why what I think a common trading behavior is. And Dan says, depends on how big Sean's position size is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I agree with that because you should have factored that into getting in.
Yeah.
Right? Like your full position to sell at break even. Just think about that for a second. Your full position to sell for the same money you had. Right. So I understand that's like just kind of behavior. That's general trading behavior to feel that way. So I just want to tell you, Sean, it's common to feel that way. And that's why we talk about before you enter a position, figure out your exit strategy before so the emotions don't sort of compel you to do something that you wouldn't have already otherwise done in the beginning.
Yep, absolutely. And I liked what Savvy Money Show brought up as well. I thought that was a really good point. I want to make sure that I got this right.
Well, and as you're looking for that, the other thing I wanted to say is just so people understand our channel, there are people that make money off of the volatility and they trade it and, like they might sell out here and get in. Like for us, we're trying to find undervalued stock, finding a good dollar cost average, and we try not to time the market in that way. There are definitely people that see success in it, but we're trying to really focus on swing trading and getting value and going for our price targets. So that's why we're not trying to, sell and swing get like a 5%, 10% profit. We're just trying to stay in, hoping it moves.
Yeah, absolutely. Savvy Money Show said you want payment for lending your money to the market, and that's absolutely true. If you're going to leave your money sit in there, you want to make sure that you're taking at least something off the table for some profit for it sitting in there that long. So all great stuff, Fat Man Zoom. Tomorrow, guys, we are actually going live again tomorrow. We will be live for the Coinbase IPO. Hopefully, we'll be live before it actually starts trading in the market. Usually, these types of things don't start trading until after 1 p.m. Eastern time, but that's when we'll be going live at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're also going to give some reactions on the banks. You know, they start reporting tomorrow, and Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, they're all going to be giving us a snapshot of what to expect for this earnings season. And Fat Man Zoom, I'm super pumped for this earnings season, and I cannot wait to see what the reactions are tomorrow.
Bro, I'm fired up for this earnings season. I want to give some rapid fire answers because there's some really good questions actually coming in right now.
Sure.
Feel free to give commentary after I say all these things. Apologies, I'm not calling out your name, but is Tesla a long-term hold forever? 100%. We believe that Tesla's a long-term hold forever.
Yes.
What do we think about holding Apple for the long run? Guarea, absolutely. Long run, it's a forever stock as well. Great Nebula, I love this question. Disney or Airbnb for the next 5 years? If you had to pick one, which one would you pick, Brad?
Damn, that is a hard question. As much as I love Airbnb, I got to go Disney.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with either one, but
No.
yeah. Streaming margins, I think it's huge.
The business
5
model is
years.
incredible, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Good question, guys. Good day.
It's a great day. Great day.
Great up. Yeah.
Felt really good about this, guys. And thanks so much for tuning in. One real quick before we let you go, just want to encourage you guys to hit that join button. If you're not part of the Chaos Crew already, you should be, because we're going to put out another list of stocks tomorrow for you for $4.99 a month. 5 stocks we'll put out before the market opens, and we do it every single day. If you guys want to be part of that, make sure you hit the join button next to subscribe. We'd love to have you guys as part of the crew. And if you're not subscribed already, just to the channel in general, make sure you're hitting that button too. Hit that thumbs up on your way out, folks. We certainly would appreciate it. Fat Man Zoom, that's going to do it for me.
Coinbase IPO tomorrow. Victor Toledo, we'll see you there.
See you guys.
Mañana. Bye.
Bye.